Hello YouTube and people of the interwebs. Welcome back to today's video, where if I sound like I have a cold, I do. I'm quite tired and sleep deprived as well because I've been doing some work experience type stuff on a film set, which was, yeah, really quite fun. But it was 12-hour shifts and at like 4 in the morning in the freezing cold, holding a boom mic, it makes you quite ill. Oh yeah, irrelevant ramble, we'll just jump straight into today's video, which is theories on the upcoming Doctor Who episode, Series 12 finale, The Timeless Children. Now, I'm going to do a sort of trailer breakdown thing and go through the recently released trailer. Each frame I'll stop and I'll talk about what I think this is, what's happening, and why. So, the first question that everyone seems to be asking is, who is Brenden? So, if you've watched Ascension of the Cybermen, this will all make sense. If not, go and watch the episode now, so that these theories can be discussed. Now, what do we know about Brenden? We know that, one, he was raised by Irish parents. He's been abandoned, left on his own in a basket, picked up by his Irish family, who took him in, raised him. He then became a police officer who was subservient and followed orders, and his dad and the other police guy seemed to really enjoy the fact that he was living to serve and doing what they wanted. He then was in the guard or police force in Ireland. He was facing a criminal down at the top of a cliff. Criminal shoots him. He falls off a cliff.
Look, I know you don't want to use that.
And then, just like Captain Jack Harkness, wakes up with a mighty breath and is back alive. So, is Brenden immortal? Now, there's loads of theories going around as to who Brenden could be. One of the weaker ones, which I'll just get out of the way now, is he Captain Jack's child? I'm going to go probably not, because apparently I don't know, because I've only finished season 1 of Torchwood literally about 10 minutes ago.
Bloody Torchwood.
But apparently Captain Jack does have kids in Torchwood and they aren't immortal, so there is likely no, he's not Captain Jack's child. Another theory linking to Captain Jack once again, could he actually be Captain Jack himself? Because going all the way back to 2005's The Doctor Dances and The Empty Child, Captain Jack says, like, that's his first appearance, and he says that the Time Agency took a ton of his memories. Captain Jack says that his memories were taken by the Time Agency all those years ago. So, could he be Brenden, but he doesn't remember being Brenden, and that's why he's immortal? But then, you can easily disprove that, because he's immortal because Rose made him so, with her bad wolf.
I bring life.
But this is wrong!
So, no, I don't think he's got anything to do with Captain Jack. Could he be the Timeless Child? Yeah, maybe. It makes sense because he's immortal. But then we did see him grow into an old man, so I'm going to go probably not. I personally think that the Timeless Child, well, the Timeless Children, as the episode suggests, there's multiple of them, I think it's going to be the Doctor and the Master, and they're going to have to do something to kick up Gallifrey civilization again. And could the Looms be, like, brought into canon? For those of you who don't know, Looms are from the Doctor Who Expanded Universe, never canonised in the TV show itself, but they're apparently how Time Lords are made, and in the comic they look similar to this promo image that the Master has the Doctor in on Gallifrey. So I mean, maybe, but personally I'm going to go probably not. Like, they could canonise Looms, but that image to me just solely suggests the Master has trapped the Doctor in a containment field thing, like we see in Torchwood and the Sarah Jane Adventures, because, yeah, he's the Master, he's going to be evil, trap the Doctor, whatever. Also, he might need to physically restrain her because she literally, as we see in the trailer, which I'll talk about in a second, full-on physically attacks him. But if Brenden is not the Timeless Child, has nothing to do with that, who is he and why is he there? Like, that people are suggesting maybe he's the Doctor, like another timeless Doctor like Ruth. Maybe he's, just as the Remnant said, abandoned and unknown, like he is in that little basket cot thingy that the dad finds him in. Could he be a Doctor? The Doctor, you might say? Maybe, but probably not. Like, no. One thing I do think, though, is I think Brendan's father is the lone Cyberman, or Ashat, before he was converted or half converted or whatever happened to him. Right, so they're my initial theories and whatever. I'm going to jump straight into a trailer breakdown thingy, and then, yeah. Also, quite a few of you watching aren't actually subscribed to the channel, so it would really, really help me out if you did press the subscribe button. Thanks. So I have the trailer here. Now, first shot is kind of boring. It's just Jodie Whittaker with some emotion on her face.
Are you having an emotion? Yeah. Look at that face, he's having an emotion. Yeah. Yes, look at that bit. Yeah, he's doing emotion.
Presumably on Gallifrey because of the golden glow. So we'll just go straight into the next bit. Now, next bit I think is a bit of reused footage from last week, Ascension of the Cybermen, where we see the destroyed Gallifrey, purple whatever, and the Master's about to jump out of there, so nothing new. First thing we see is what I'm assuming is Gat from Fugitive of the Judoon, that woman who was hunting down the Ruth Doctor. Gat, and then two, what I think, males sat in chairs looking at her. They are almost certainly on Gallifrey because of the Gallifreyan text and the colouring and lighting and whatever. Another interesting thing about this shot is the fact that it's a merged thing, and from the looks of it, I'm not explaining this very well, but it looks like something Brenden will be remembering when he sat in his chair, because we can see the outline of the windows of the police station. So that possible chameleon arc that was strapped to Brendan's head, this could be linking to that. Bit older than Gat, maybe it's a future version of Gat, previous regeneration or something, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's a woman. But people are questioning, could that be the Valeyard, the evil version of the Doctor? An amalgamation of all his darker sides and nature. Once again, it's a sort of meh, maybe, because, yeah, there's no real reason the Valeyard would fit into this episode unless, I don't know, see a Time Lord. Now, interestingly, I don't think we've seen any wearing white collars in the modern series, but it's a very classic-esque design, hinting that we are going right back to the beginning of Doctor Who and the Time Lord Society. Now, another interesting thing of note, which I saw on Twitter a second ago, so I'm adding this in while editing, put the tweet on screen now. Could this person from the police station be the same actor as the Time Lord we see in the trailer at this point? Now, it's quite possible, and this would link to the theory of the original Time Lords being humans and being made by Brenden and all this, and they exploit his immortality to get regenerations, and then these humans set up Gallifrey, or, just like the synopsis for the episode says, civilizations rise anew. These humans could become the new Time Lords. They could be and start up again this new race of Time Lord, half-human, whatever creatures. Next is the little girl, who I'm presuming will just be Ruth as a child, the timeless child. Someone also pointed out that in the background seems to be that purple swirly co-shamus, or whatever it's called, thing, which the Master jumped out of, and that could be why the sky's purple. They've also suggested that what we see there, those two iron towers, could be the beginning of the Gallifreyan citadel, like the two structural things holding up the giant glass dome. Could be, maybe not too much to unpack there. The Master reaching out a hand, like, do you want to come with me, whatever. Now, here's a really nice, interesting shot. We have Gallifrey destroyed completely from a bird's eye view perspective, mountains in the back. You can see the, like, snow or ash falling from the sky. Then we have what is presumably a follow-up shot from the episode of Jodie walking with a bit of fire in the background, looking in absolute devastation at what has happened to her home. Next, this is another thing where they're saying, oh, it's the looms. You can see the Master looking up at the camera, Gallifreyan text on the floor, and the Doctor in that, what I presume to be containment chamber. Now, people are saying this could be like Hell-Bent, and that's a really fair comparison because it's going to be a very Gallifrey heavy finale, I assume, because everything so far seems to be set on Gallifrey, and it's said to be really controversial. So the next shot is those Cybermen, the new Cybermen, actually breaking through the door, going to attack Graham and co. Now we see a big ship in the sky, just sort of flying. I'm pretty sure that's the cyber ship from last episode, and if you look at the hills, I'm pretty sure it's landing on the Kosharma's planet. Well, Kosharma's is the guy, but his planet, the Boundary, I'm pretty sure the Cybermen are landing on the Boundary. Then we see the lone Cyberman looking threatening. Now, this almost confirms the fact that they are landing on the Boundary. The new Cybermen with Ryan watching on, stomping their way over. We've got Ryan looking shocked, and it seems he has a sort of comm piece to talk to the Doctor with. More Cybermen shooting, and I've got to say they do look absolutely amazing. Graham looking like, oh dear, what have we gotten ourselves into? And Yaz, same. I presume this is just as the Cybermen break through the door, they're giving each other a final look of, oh crap. And here's when my theory kicks in. I think at this point, either Ruth, Captain Jack, or Brenden, or some unexpected character is going to pop up and save the day, get rid of those Cybermen, help Graham, Yaz, and the last of the humans escape, and then there's going to be a little chase. Captain Jack could come back in his ship, like crash through. Could possibly it be really clever and link to him in Fugitive of the Jadoon, swirling around in that ship being shot at. Close up of the Master's eyes, looking quite menacing. Here we have Jodie on almost definitely Gallifrey, something big white on the floor, possibly cyber technology on Gallifrey. This is a really interesting shot to break down. It seems to be Yaz crying in a Cyberman mask. Now, either because the camera is so unfocused, there's a Cyberman close to her, or she has a cyber helmet on, meaning either Yaz has been converted, or she's hiding in a disused Cyberman helmet, hoping to dear God that the Cybermen don't find her underneath. Maybe Graham's dead and she's having to hide in broken bits of a Cyberman. Shot is what I presume to be Ryan, pointing a gun at the Cybermen who are storming towards the Boundary. Next shot, Ryan Sinclair, FIFA champion, Call of Duty expert, holding a big gun in a tent thing. We've also seen a promo image of a Cyberman ripping back a tent curtain, which seems to be the same location, so presumably he's firing at a Cyberman. The Master twirling around, whipping out the tissue compression eliminator and looking psychotic. Next shot is really interesting. Chibnel could have been incredibly clever, and this location seems to be, if you cast your mind back to 2017, when the 13th Doctor was announced and revealed, the days leading up to it, I can still remember where I was when I looked at the promotion. I was getting ready to perform Canterbury Tales at school, way back, and there was this promotional image of the TARDIS key disappearing from what appears to be that little stack of bricks on a hill. Same location. Could the Doctor and the Master, well, we know they're there. Could this all link somehow to the reveal trailer? Maybe, maybe not. Yep, then, as I spoke about earlier, the Doctor going insane and yeeting the Master. Then someone climbing through a shadowy something or other. Next shot, once again, amazing Cybermen, lens flares, Michael Bay, whatever. Then we have Jodie in probably doing a sort of contact thing, cloud all around her face, mental image, whatever. Maybe she's remembering unlocked memories of Ruth. Then we see Ryan shouting at the top of his voice. Then the Cybermen coming through the curtain, which, yeah, links back to the other shot with Ryan holding a gun. And I think that is it. Final bit of theory, speculation, whatever. Who is Ko Shamus? I think that's his name. The old guy protecting the boundary. Is he just an old guy? Is it someone in disguise? Could it be the Master? No. Could it be the Doctor? Possibly. Could it be Rassilon? Maybe. Captain Jack? In reality, he's probably just an old guy who's nice and there. Anyway, that truly does bring us to the end of today's video. If you did enjoy, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Whew. That was a challenge to see how quick I could say that. The Cybermen would be proud of my maximum efficiency.
Thank you for watching, guys.